He worked every single day in the city just to send food back home. And one night, he never made it back. This is the story of Daniel. But Daniel was not a man. Daniel was an ox, a quiet desert antelope, far away from his homeland. He had left his family behind in the dry dunes, traveling to the bustling city of New York, a city filled not with silence, but with noise, steel, and endless crowds of other animals. Every month, without fail, Daniel carried what little he earned to a money counter run by clever foxes and sent almost everything home to his aging mother, to his younger siblings, and to a small unfinished burrow in the desert that he hoped one day would be complete. For most creatures, giving might mean a small sacrifice. For Daniel, it meant chewing on scraps, sleeping in cramped corners of a building filled with pigeons, and waking before dawn to haul heavy loads in warehouses run by bears, or to wash dishes in kitchens run by raccoons. The city sparkled, yes, but not for him. While sparrows and cats enjoyed bright rooftops and shining lights, Daniel only knew the echo of subway tunnels, the smell of grease from kitchens, and the quiet nighttime streets he walked alone. Yet, he never complained. Not to the owls who worked beside him, not even to his family. When he called home, he lifted his head high and said things like, "I'm doing fine. Don't worry about me." Even though his hooves were worn thin, and even though sometimes he went to bed with nothing. On the evening of the accident, Daniel had just finished another double shift. It was late, far too late for someone who had been awake since sunrise. But Daniel didn't think about rest. He thought about the bundle of food tokens he had saved, tucked carefully in a pouch. Tomorrow, he planned to send them home, so his little brother could attend school under the desert sun. The subway platform was quiet that night. The fluorescent lights flickered, and Daniel stood near the edge, exhausted, holding on to the thought that in just a few hours, his family would breathe easier. The train roared into the station. A sudden rush of animals pushed forward, wolves, dogs, sheep, all pressing to get inside. In the chaos, Daniel slipped. In seconds, it was over. No one could pull him back. The train kept moving, and the pouch he carried never made it across the desert. When the news reached his family far away, their den fell silent. His mother, her horns trembling, couldn't believe the words she heard. His younger brother wept, not because he fully understood, but because he saw his mother collapse for the very first time. And here's the hardest part. The tokens Daniel sent every month were not just tokens. They were school books. They were medicine. They were food under a starless sky. They were hope. Without him, everything suddenly collapsed. And maybe this is why Daniel's story matters. Because behind every animal rushing through the subway, or carrying heavy bags, or quietly working when no one notices, there may be someone just like Daniel. Someone carrying the weight of not just their own life, but the lives of many waiting far away. We pass by them every day. We barely notice them. But each one has a story, a family, a sacrifice that most of us will never see. Daniel never became famous. There were no headlines, just a quiet name, remembered in a small desert home far away. But tonight, as you hear this story, maybe his struggle reminds us of something bigger. To appreciate the ones we love, to notice the silent sacrifices around us, and to remember that every life, no matter how hidden, carries dreams worth protecting. This was Daniel's story. Thank you for listening.